CaveFam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the man cave. Hope everyone out there had a good weekend, y'all. Happy Monday. Back at it. I got a mini vacation coming up, so I'm banging out these videos, heading out of town, heading up north on Wednesday. The first time, a little Texas road trip, going to New Mexico though, but a nice little town called Ruidoso. Never been looking it up on YouTube, checking it out. So I'm excited to get out there, get some hiking in, get some fresh air, get on the mountains, y'all. I haven't been on the mountains in so long, but yo, we're back with another reaction, y'all. There's some crazy things happening. Tornadoes, I called it. I said this year's storms are gonna be epic, and it's looking like it's panning out that way. We got a nice mango bubbly we're gonna sip on over here. I ain't gonna hold you guys up too long. Enough with the chit chat. Let's go and get into the reaction. Mother Nature is crazy. That was just a trip. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine looking up in the sky and seeing this. I've never dealt with real Mother Nature. Look at that, just ripping that RV up. That's crazy. That RV, like a rag doll.
Ghost train. Ghost train coming in.
Look at that. That's a trip.
10-4. Power lines might come down.
Now, I've never been in some Mother Nature type scenarios. Like, I've been through a bad hailstorm where I was in my car hailing, right? That's about it. Where I'm from, Arizona, and even where I'm at now in far west Texas, we get monsoon, right? We get a dirty car, a little dust storm, some rain. That's about it, y'all. Some heat. We get some real intense heat. But let me know down below. Anybody have to deal with these tornadoes? Anybody in the Cave family? Or share some stories down below. Hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes. I've never dealt with it.
Divided in four basic stages. The first one being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. This is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students. The demoralization process in the United States is basically completed already. It's done by Americans to Americans, thanks to lack of moral standards. The next stage is destabilization. It takes only from 2 to 5 years to destabilize a nation. What matters is essentials: economy, foreign relations, defense systems. The next stage, of course, is crisis. It may take only up to 6 weeks to bring a country to the verge of crisis. And after crisis, with a violent change of power, structure, and economy, you have normalization. It may last indefinitely. This is what will happen in the United States if you allow all these schmucks to bring the country to crisis, to promise people all kind of goodies and the paradise on earth.
I promise you.
To destabilize your economy, to eliminate the principle of free market competition, and to put a big brother government in Washington, D.C. Your leftists, all these professors and all these beautiful civil rights defenders, they are instrumental in the process of the subversion only to destabilize the nation.
Only in Florida, y'all. Only in Florida. Look at that.
Nobody. Yay.
Florida's crazy, y'all. Like, I remember I was watching some show with my family, and you know, in Florida, how they have the like they're not tents, but they have coverage over their pools, right? I told them, you guys know why they got that? They're like, no, they just figured, you know, to keep their pool clean or whatever. Nah, so alligators, don't go in their pool overnight or whatever. Like, that's how crazy Florida is. Out where I'm at, I haven't seen none, but there's coyotes out here in Arizona. There's a lot of coyotes running through the neighborhoods and all that. That's about it for wildlife, but I don't know how I'd feel about alligators in my backyard.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So one thing, he was lifted up because of his beauty.
Right.
So now you can look at beauty. You look at the bling, and then you look at the music, and that's all of Hollywood today.
Yeah. And you look at every form of rapper, they all blinged out. I mean, there's some form of
Right.
Exactly what you're saying.
There's a quote that I read many years ago, and I think it's true.
I like this quote.
A man that is empty on the inside has to decorate himself on the outside.
Fact.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I believe when a man gets into a relationship with a woman, I truly believe that man should be able to teach his woman something.
Fact.
Okay? I think the woman would love him more for teaching him something instead of buying her something.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know about his thoughts on Santa Muerte.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
I don't like none of that, bro. That's not that has nothing to do with our people. That's I don't like none of that, bro. I don't associate with that. People ask me for tattoos that had to do with that. That's opening the door to a host of demonic whether they want to believe it or not. You got to do sacrificing to that. There's a lot of some brujeria.
Lizard people are real. It's said that the shape-shifting lizard people have been on Earth since ancient times, coming from the Alpha Draconis star system. They have been working behind the scenes and in the shadows, slowly clawing their way up to the top, with one goal: total world domination. And conspiracists say they have done it, successfully infiltrating world governments, controlling everything from the media to finance. Much evidence has been brought forward, showing these lizard people as celebrities or leaders of countries, revealing weird eye movements as well as unexplained mannerisms. The most terrifying thing is that we can't tell who's real and who isn't. If the most prominent people in the world are not who they are, who knows what they can actually do? That is why many people claim that.
Already had them chipped. Once they take you to the clone lab, you have to get chipped. Steve Harvey is chipped, Oprah's chipped, D.L. Hughley is chipped, Said Entertainers. That's why they don't say nothing. And this is what happened to Bernie. When Bernie started to have these conversations, they can hear everything he's saying, so they made him go into pain more. So they can put your body in pain. He started, I'm hurting. So Bernie had a talk with Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, and Said Entertainer because he believed he could talk to them. Like, man, we got to tell somebody about this shit, man. Cloning people? They advised him, hey, man, this shit been going on since the 40s. We're going to make our money. Steve Harvey, big lip ass, right? So Bernie was really adamant about it. It was heavy on his head. So Bernie did the King. They let him do that tour. He came back. He still was cool.
I have to get a little deeper into that. Another Florida video. Look at this thing. The other one wasn't the biggest. It'll still rip your damn leg off. But this thing right here will swallow you whole. As a little appetizer. I'll be a little mozzarella stick. Look at that. That's a dinosaur. This dude's just out hiking. That's like me seeing a rattlesnake. Check him out. He's got a little hiking backpack on. That's crazy. Check him out. Out on a hike.
You're saying that the entire medical industry is captured.
I think I'd rather see that, though, than a rattlesnake. Because you know why? Can't see a rattlesnake. When you see a rattlesnake, it's already rattling, ready to go. I've had some very close encounters with rattlesnakes, and you don't see them unless you're lucky and you just see them crossing the trail. But usually they're hanging out right there on the side of the trail, basking in the sun. Right now it's rattlesnake season. You see movement in the corner of your eye. You look, they're ready to go.
Not for the well-being of children, but for a non-scientific, non-data-based ideology.
Absolutely correct. And the AAP came out with their policy in 2018, pushing transgenderism. And where were all the pediatricians fighting against that? 18 people wrote this policy. And as a lawyer, I read it. First of all, it has no basis in science, and it uses words like may, might, could. These are buzzwords for we don't know. It's a giant experiment.
And it's a catastrophic one. And here you are, you're a pediatrician, you take an oath to protect children, and they just haphazardly say, go get hormones, go get puberty blockers, go irreversibly castrate yourself. I can't comprehend. And other countries like Britain have outlawed puberty blockers now. And interestingly enough, in Dr. Miriam Grossman's book, Lost in Translation, she talks about how London actually has one of the largest puberty blocker, not puberty blocker, but gender reassignment clinics, and they give puberty blockers. That clinic is now getting shut down by NHS. So other countries are rejecting this, but we're embracing it in this country.
Sweden, Finland, Norway, France are all stopping this barbarism.
And we're not.
We're not, and we're pushing it forward.
Our
we're
president is pushing it. Joe Biden and Levine says that you're a bad person if you don't allow trans youth to get chemical castration pills.
President Biden said it was close to a sin not to do it. He used that word, sin.
It's a perfect quote to use on Good Friday. He's saying that you might be sinning if you don't give a child puberty blockers.
That was the moment where I said I will never vote for a Democrat again. I've been a Democrat since I was 18 years old. My party is not my party anymore. They want to harm children and say that you must do this. And they are taking our children from loving parents.
Dollar Tree closing 600 stores this year. CVS closing 900 stores through the end of this year. Walgreens closing 150 stores. Outback Steakhouse has already closed 40 of its restaurants. UPS is cutting 12,000 jobs in 2024. Citigroup cutting 20,000 positions as well. eBay, why not? 1,000 jobs lost there. Microsoft cutting 1,900 positions. Expedia cutting 1,500. Cisco cutting 4,000. Apple cutting 600. It's entertainment too. Regal Cinemas closing 429 locations. Kroger's grocery store chain shutting down 413 stores. It's not affordable to be in retail anymore. Foot Locker closing 400 stores by 2026.
All line now.
Macy's will close 150 locations by 2026. Walmart, already this year, has closed 6 of its supercenters. While the U.S. Senate has passed nearly $100 billion to send to other countries that Joe Biden just signed yesterday, most can't even find Ukraine or Israel on a freaking map, let alone Taiwan. We're paying money that we don't have as our economy goes down the toilet and American jobs die. Of course, we know we're going to ban TikTok so nobody can talk about it freely.
The Eagles' biggest song, Hotel California.
Right.
Okay. A lot of people may not know who Aleister Crowley is, but Aleister Crowley is someone who was considered to be a high priest Satanist. Okay, he's the one that ordained Marilyn Manson, and then Marilyn Manson. I'm sorry, Aleister Crowley ordained Anton LaVey. Anton LaVey ordained Marilyn Manson. Right. Okay, this guy Aleister Crowley. I was told that when they were about to turn in those 2-inch reels to the record company, the Eagles were, that this guy prayed over those those reels. Okay. Now some people may say, "Oh, that's not true." You know, that's not true. But now, if you look at that album cover and you open it, up on top, if I were to open it up like this, I'm trying to show everybody, there's a floor and then there's a balcony up here. Up on that balcony, they have a Aleister Crowley showing half of his face. Okay? He's there. So they're pretty much admitting to that. Okay? Then you have I think it's Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club, the Beatles. They have a picture. They have many people on there, and they have a picture of Aleister Crowley there. Like, what does this high priest Satanist have to do with this music?
It's spirituality. They do these incantation in this ritual where they put this album in the north face of a room, and they bring about 13 witches along with themselves, and they pray incantations and bad demonic stuff into this witch collar, so it could have an effect. And it only works if you sing along to the song, because there's in scripture there's a hedge of protection that's upon the Israelites that they can't be harmed. Because we carry the name of the Most High on our bloodline, which is YAH. And it's funny, when you study science, it is YAH.
The Yud Hey
the name of Yah. Yeah. So the only way it'll work is that no evil, demonic, spiritual thing can have an effect on our spirit unless we invite that into our spirit. So what's a way of inviting it? By saying the words that resonate this frequency that opens that door or portal that allows these demonic beings to enter your spirit.
Right. You know, there's probably record labels, if they listen, or artists that listen, that will probably disagree and will probably be upset that we're actually saying this, because I've known people now, whether they're true on their part, I don't know, but this is what they have told me. I can't listen to that group anymore, man, because every time I listen to that damn group, I want to drink. Every time I listen to this group, another individual, I want to smoke. You know, I hate to hit the pookie to that group. You know, and that's what they tell me. So paying attention to that, it was, they were allowing that music to have influence over them.
Yeah.
You know, and in a sense, whatever they were doing was destroying them. They actually figured out that they had to separate themselves from what was causing them harm, if you will. Now, somebody may be listening and saying, oh, that's bullshit. Some people may be saying, that's true, because that was possibly me, you know. Now, I just want to touch on something that may seem way off, but I want to give everybody where I got it from.
Right.
Okay. This is the book of Ezekiel, and it says chapter 28, verse 12. And this is what it talks about. Thus saith the Lord, you were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in the garden of Eden. Every precious stone was your covering. The sardius, the topaz, the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, the jasper, the sapphire, the turquoise, the emerald with gold. And it's talking about what Satan looks like on the outside. It gives 9 stones. So if you will, today we will translate that as, that was the bling.
You know,
How you guys feel about music? I find myself, I've dropped way off from listening to music. I know when I'm running or I'm on a walk, I'm listening to some type of motivational, you know, if I'm running, I'll listen to those people that do ultra marathons, that do 200-mile runs, that Courtney Dahlwalters, Cam Haynes, you know, just talking about their experience on those long runs. I listen to a little bit of music while I'm working out, but I'm starting to just not get motivated no more from it. I don't know if I'm just growing older and just not listening to it no more. I don't know, but a lot of the music, especially that I used to listen to, I just don't even listen to it no more. If I am listening to like some type of hip hop or something, it's got to be some more conscious type hip hop where, you know, I'm learning something from it, not the majority of the stuff that's out, even back in the 90s, right?
They staged all these photos. They staged, you know, the horse and wagon, and you know, they came with a hammer and a chisel, and it doesn't make any sense. There was no hammer and chisel, there was no horse and wagon, there was no Oregon Trail, there was no none of that. What there was advanced technology. Now, let's take it one step further. There's tunnels that are large enough to fit railroads underneath our feet. People arrive here after they hijack and steal all these buildings. They get in these tunnels and they actually transport themselves with whatever technology is deep down within the earth, and they get to all these cities. Then they put their name on top of these buildings, claim them, and then say this is Harvard, and this is Yale, and this is the first, you know, Hershey's chocolate, and this is the first Tiffany's & Co. You know, all these different names. They traveled through the underground part of the earth to inhabit and take over all these different cities. They're coming up from underneath the earth. That's how it actually went down. There was no Oregon Trail and somebody sitting across the wagon. There might have been, Some people might have tried to go with a horse and a wagon, but they probably perished.
It gets deeper and deeper every video we get into it. We're learning, y'all. Hope y'all learning. So I learned something about that Oregon Trail, y'all. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. If you made it this far, hit that thumbs up. Leave a subscription for your boy. We're back at it, y'all. You know what I mean? Your guys' comments mean the world to me. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, heading out of town, there will be uploads scheduled to come out Wednesday, Friday, and on Sunday, y'all. So I hope you guys have a good week. Hope you guys have a good Monday, a good day today. I'm gonna see you guys on the next reaction on Wednesday. Segovia signing out. Later.